and hope for the best. What do you think, Dirty?
If raisins and nuts were cowboys' butts, or whatever, however the hell that goes. if ifs and buts
Were cowboys nuts?
I don't know. Yeah, let's move on. What is up, everybody? It's MBD and
DZAN, what is going on? It is Friday, August 11th.
This is our third attempt.
Yeah.
So they're making upgrades on our internet, but it's not working.
No, no. You guys are gonna see a Dirty D freeze.
I'm gonna freeze a lot, and I apologize ahead of time. I know how annoying that can be. But
as long as
we got a lot of stuff we want to talk about,
yeah,
so
we can hear Dirty's sultry voice. It's gonna be fine. That's all we need. There we go. Man. Now, let's not waste any time. We have a lot to cover. First things first, since we last saw you beautiful people, Jon Jones versus Stipe became official. It is going down for UFC 295. And now we finally have the roadmap for the rest of 2023 when it comes to the UFC pay-per-view events. And boy, what a year it has been for events. And one quick little thing I want to throw in there.
One of the best years ever.
One of the best years ever, for sure. And how fantastic that it was on the 30th anniversary. They really, really killed it this year. Fantastic job. I like that they subtly dropped for those gamers out there. UFC 5 is going to be getting a full preview in September. So look forward to that. I'm very, very excited for that.
I think I'm getting that one. Yeah.
Oh man. UFC 4 was great, but they sucked bad in the career mode. It was horrible.
Yes. I couldn't even play it.
Yeah. I hope they do better. Yeah. Can't.
I just did single fights and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Just do that. I do like the dream fights, right? That you want to see. UFC Hall of Fame class of 2023. Talk about what a great 30-year anniversary. We had Jose Aldo in the modern wing.
That was so emotional,
finally,
man.
Donald Cerrone in the modern wing. I don't know how Jens Pover wasn't already in the Hall of Fame, but he finally makes his way in the Pioneer wing, along with another one that was crazy. I didn't even know wasn't a Hall of Famer. Anderson Silva finally
I did not know that either.
His flowers.
I just assumed he was in.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I mean, damn, man. So crazy. And then, of course, Robbie Lawler versus Rory McDonald 2 in the fight wing. And if you
guys have never seen that fight, don't stop this one.
Yeah. Yeah, don't stop here. But
as soon as you get done watching this one, go watch that fight. It is one of the greatest, if not the greatest fight ever.
Yes. It is mainly held as the greatest
it's a bloodbath
fight. It is horribly fantastic. And speaking of, we had one of the best events of the year, UFC 290 for the International Fight Week. My God, what a card. Dirty D, you want to interject?
I do, because we pivoted a little quick, in my opinion.
Okay.
Away from Robbie Lawler.
Okay. All right. Well, no. This is about Robbie.
Okay.
This is
fair enough. All right.
Now, if you didn't cry like a baby, you have no soul, because this was Robbie Lawler's last fight and the best performance of his career, with a 38-second knockout of Nico Price. Hasn't had a knockout like that since Pride.
White man can't jump, but my head hit the fucking ceiling. We got 12-foot ceilings here. My head hit the ceiling. I jumped so high. I could not believe it.
Yep. Tears rolling down the face, streaming down the face. Emotional. And then what they did for him was so beautiful at the end, not looking at the highlights from that fight, but looking at the highlight of his career. Yeah. My God, man. That was amazing.
That got me. That is what got me.
Yep.
Was when they did that.
Yep. And that's really all we need to talk about when it comes to the prelims. Now, it was a fantastic prelim card, fantastic main card, but that was just the perfect.
We had to talk about that.
Yeah. That was perfect to have right before the main
that's
card.
Tom Brady walking off with a Super Bowl, right? He didn't walk off, but had he had done that, that's what that was.
Yep. The epitome of going out on top. And no one deserved it more than that man right there.
Right on.
Now, listen, all respect to the young man, Val Woodburn, who was 7-0. He took a shot on short notice, was going to be in Dana White's Contender Series, immediately got the bump to fight Bo Nickel on 8 days short notice. And boy, was he treated like a boy. Bo Nickel matched Robbie Lawler's knockout with 38 seconds, but he still did not take the man's thunder. Let me say that.
I lost you for about 10 seconds.
Okay.
So
that's it. We're just talking about Bo Nickel's fantastic performance.
Oh, yes.
Jalen Turner, Dan Hooker. I mean, they should give Dan Hooker a Purple Heart. You know, I Jesus, man, this man
that's beautiful. Yeah,
taken so much punishment, and to have his arm break, not like my knuckle broke, my wrist broke, his arm broke floppy, and he
like the
won.
girl who was there was a girl that just fought. I think it was last week.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Her arm broke. Were her falling down.
Like
falling down.
I have the X-ray from that.
Oh,
DZAN's gonna post that right now.
I'll put it up right here.
It's nasty.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And that's just from falling down, just trying to catch herself from fall. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Robert Whitaker, Dricus du Plessis. I mean, did he not make it look way easier than Izzy? That was wild. That was wild.
It was.
Good on him for not taking the fight, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit here. But what a fantastic performance by DDP. Fantastic. It was incredible. It was incredible. He hunted him down. He pinpointed 100%. His shots, and it was dominant, man. It was fantastic. Robert Whitaker did have a great first round. Not taking anything. He was killing it too. And he was getting his shots in, but DDP ran away with it in the second, and congratulations to him. He will be getting his come up here soon. Now, the 2 title fights. I was all up in arms. I believe I even ripped the shirt off my body. I was horrified when I heard that Alexandre Pantoja won it via split decision. Brandon Moreno definitely won that fight, in my opinion. I watched that fight again, and I still felt the same. There's no way in hell that you are going to be putting control time over the significant strikes, over the damage, because as a judge, you should be scoring it in that order. And I feel like these judges put control time ahead, and it was disgusting to me.
Something has got to give here.
I'm not saying it was a robbery. Andre did his thing. I'm not saying it was a robbery, but I do not believe that his game plan was enough to beat Brandon that night. I really, really, really don't.
Agreed.
That's it.
Agreed.
Now, wipe that taste out of your mouth, because our boy did it. Alexander Volkanovski made Yair look like a top 15, not a top 3. It was incredible. When are we finally going to say he is the greatest featherweight of all? When?
Yeah,
when can we? I know Jose has been dominant. I know Max Holloway is Max Holloway.
I still give it to Jose, but
I still give it to Max, to be honest. But
yeah,
that last fight with Alex and Max. True. Yep, true.
Without a loss, man.
But you know what? Let's look at the resume. And when you look at the resume, you pull up their wins in their dominant time, and I think that Max has a better.
It's not like Jose had Khabib's resume.
No, that's true. Nobody had that. Nobody got that lucky. All right.
Yeah.
Nobody. But yeah, I agree. I agreed with that. But still, what a dominant performance. Volkanovski earning his top spot as pound for pound. I think is Is he number 1 or is he number 2 now to Jones? I don't know. Maybe they're tied. I think they're tied, and John is technically 1, but listed like 2. So I'm not sure.
According to DZAN, John's 1. Yeah.
No, I do think.
And by the way, speaking of horrified, I was watching DZAN's webcam and I saw him take the shirt off. No. Oh my God. It was, speaking of horrifying.
Listen, I've taken a lot of breaths away with this chest. All right, let me tell you. Moving.
I'm sure you have.
Moving right along.
Like this.
Yeah, similar, but a little more happy, a little more. All right. UFC 293 was finally confirmed after 294 was confirmed, after 295 was confirmed. Yes, and you know why, Dirty D? It's because it did not go how Dana White planned. How did Dana White plan this? Well, let me just put my thinking cap on here and let me tell you, this is my theory, but I know it's 100% fact. Dana White wanted Izzy versus Robert Whittaker. He wanted the rematch. He wanted it in Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
That is the biggest fight you can do in Sydney. The rematch. Robert finally getting a shot, but Robert lost in the second round. So it goes to DDP. But guess what? DDP was smart. And he says, I just fought. I'm not going to turn around in 2 months for the most important fight of my career against the greatest fighter of all time. My words, not his. Against the greatest fighter of all time right now. I'm just not going to do it. And that was very smart of him. So then who gets the shot? The neo-Nazi, Sean Strickland. As you guys can tell, I'm very not excited for this. But it is the only person
I actually
left.
think it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, it's the only person left that Izzy hasn't shut the fuck up. So I am really excited for that.
And the only one that can put up a fight. I mean, we could say what we want about him, and neither one of us like the dude, but he can fight. He can fight. And
he reminds me of Tank Abbott, D. I don't have any respect for this man. I think he's a brawler. I don't see much technique in him. I think he's sloppy. I think he's really sloppy.
He's a brawler for sure. And sloppy to a degree. I don't know that I would categorize it like that. I would say about Sean is he's limited, but what he does do, he does well. In my opinion.
That's a nice way to put it. That's our official statement on Sean Strickland as
let's move on.
MBD and DZAN. But I will say, you know what? The co-main event is going to be fantastic. We have Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov. Come on. Now that is great.
I was shocked
Sydney.
when he said that. I was shocked. I watched the thing on Twitter and
his big announcement when he did his
the X went out.
I don't know what the fuck
what are we doing here?
I don't know what we're doing. They're about to fight. I know that's gonna be happening. I know that's gonna be happening. And it heated up.
No, he's 51.
Dude, we still got Paul. Look, Paul Miletich is coming back at 55, and he's about to fucking MMA in
Pat
Miletich. Sorry. Pat Miletich is coming back at 55.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's facing
Pat Miletich is coming back.
Damon Jackson or Michael Jackson, one of the Jacksons. He's facing them in October. Yeah, MMA.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, I don't make the fights. I just report them. All right. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. It's very scary to see. And you know what's really funny?
Good for him, though.
You know what? It's funny that you said that. Elon being 51. When they were tweeting about the fight, Elon said, the fight's going to happen and it's going to be streamed here on Twitter and all proceeds go to charity. And
I saw that.
Mark said, how about it streams on a website that can actually donate to charity?
And then Elon clapped back and said, he said, why don't you concern yourself with figuring out your new app that's not working for anyone.
Not working for anyone at all. Yep. But Elon then said that he has to have an MRI on his neck and back next week to see when that fight will happen. So yes, age is a real thing, but it seems very, very serious. And knowing Dana,
it does. I think it's going to happen.
He's putting it on, man.
I really do hope it happens.
Yeah, and there's some interesting fights for the undercard that are already kind of working themselves out in the background. We'll see all about that. But some people are saying that that's going to be for UFC 300. Dear God, please don't do that. It sounds like a gimmick. Do not do that for UFC 300.
I don't like that.
No, I do not like
100 and 200. Those were epic.
Those were classics. You have to keep
299 or 301
classics. Yeah. Do not do this. Abort. Yeah. Do not do this. Moving
Unless you're going to put it on the early prelims.
Early, yes. Shit. Like they'd ever do that with the amount of money they're talking about making, right?
Exactly.
UFC 294, Abu Dhabi is going down. That was announced, and I believe that Charles was rushed. I think it's way too early for him.
Nobody wants to fight there.
No, come on, man. Especially against all these. Look.
Everybody's pushing back now. I don't want to fight there.
Yeah. And it has a lot to do with a lot of the decisions that come out of Abu Dhabi. Let's just say that. But we do have two big fights announced for that. Makhachev versus Oliveira 2, and then Khamzat Chimaev versus Paulo Costa going down as well. This is going to be
Khamzat's going to
October 21st.
Finally get a win.
Man, it's been too long, man. The hype train is gone. Now we're just like waiting.
Do you remember when he first came in? And we were both like, this guy will never lose.
And I couldn't. I'm like, he's going to be fighting in 3 weeks again. Like, when they announced his fight, and then as that fight was coming up, they already announced his second fight. You knew you had something special. They've never done that with somebody before, just completely disrespect Damian Maia. And is like, as soon as he's done with this guy, he's already going to be facing this next guy.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible. And then the Holt on him, had a lot of conspiracy theorists going wild with what was going on with Khamzat. But nevertheless, it is finally it's finally happening. I think it's going to be a pretty fantastic war between the two of them, but I see Chimaev still getting his hand raised. Now, this is at 185, guys, so it's not at 170 anymore. Khamzat has fought at 185, but he only has one fight at 185. There's a big guy.
Paulo could get to 170.
Oh, Zero chance. No way. But this is going to be a great fight. I still see Khamzat getting it done. I still see a finish. I don't think this is going to go to decision.
No, they bang, bro.
Yeah, they bang, bro. You're right. They do. And then as far as the Makhachev versus Oliveira 2, I feel like that one was a little bit forced for the date. To get Oliveira in it when it was already kind of announced that he wasn't going to be ready in time, and then randomly 2 weeks later it was announced. Right. So what is it? You know what I mean? Is he really ready, or did he have to take the fight? Right. Nevertheless, whether he was fully healed or not, I don't know how this goes given the first fight. I was very disappointed in Oliveira's performance. I don't have very high hopes, but you can hope for a crazy wing out right, you know what I mean, right hand, and hope for the best. What do you think, Dirty?
If raisins and nuts were cowboys' butts, or whatever, however the hell that goes.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it so I can put the real saying up, because there was no way that was anywhere close to what the fuck was supposed to be said. Oh my god!
If ifs and buts
were cowboys nuts,
I don't know.
All right, moving on. Here we go.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. Now, actually, we're moving on from MMA. That was the MMA topics. We know that we have a killer fight card coming up in August. We have 292 coming up with O'Malley versus Sterling. We'll give our takes on that next week, and we'll give our picks right before that card starts. So
my
you guys
will be better.
Yeah, and it's gonna be rocking. You'll see Dirty D moving all around like he usually does. That'll be the picture I use.
I was freezing, yeah.
No,
it's this one.
That's the one right there. It's finally happening, guys. Mike Tyson. It's finally happening. Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou is going down Saturday, October 28th. Now, this is why I'm hyped. Ngannou got the bag. Fuck all the haters. He did not miss out on the bag. He waited. He knew his worth. I always knew it, Dirty. You know that I was always in the corner of Ngannou saying he's a smart businessman. He knows what he's doing. He is outbidding himself. Yeah, poor him. All woe is Francis. He already tried PFL. Not going to happen. BKFC, David said he costs too much money. I can't afford him. I want him, can't afford him.
See?
He's pricing himself out. And just wait. And I was right. Dirty, back me up. Dirty, back me up.
I'm not backing you up.
Dirty, back me up.
You know that I was on the other side of this coin. And
yeah, you didn't believe him at all. The biggest bidder.
I've never seen anybody self-destruct their own career so badly
and quickly. So quickly. Quick. It's been
let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes.
Look, I'm excited because there's not any weird little rules attached to it. It's going to be a straight on boxing.
Oh, you mean
match.
Like going from 8 rounds to 10 rounds?
Yeah, like I mean the fact that they don't have to like not knock each other out. There's no special clauses.
I was referring to Jake Paul.
Oh, the Diaz and Paul fight, right? 8 to 10, which was he needed it. Nate needed those extra 2 rounds.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a second. Dirty likes to jump the damn gun here. We're talking about Tyson Fury right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're hyped right now.
The boss has spoken, baby.
Man, geez, we're not.
Shut up, Dirty.
The time code isn't even there yet. Okay, Tyson Fury versus Ngannou. I'm excited that it's going to be a full-on fight. There is no weird rules, and what's really great is the reason why I slipped up and said Mike Tyson is because Mike Tyson is going to be in Ngannou's corner, and he is going to be his official trainer for this fight. That'll be fantastic to see. I see a lot of dollar bills in these two men's future.
Dollar
bills,
y'all.
Will be buying this. I will be watching this event.
Method Man. I said dollar bills, y'all.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I didn't hear you.
Catch up.
All I heard was Method Man. And I was like, what? Now we can get to Jake Paul versus
we don't
Nate
have
Diaz.
to.
Oh, we do, Dirty, because I have some stuff. I got to rub it in your face a little bit. I got to rub it in your face. Guys, production team, can we go back to what Dirty said about how this fight was going to go?
Don't do it, team.
Oh, do it. Here it is.
Nate's going to pick him apart.
You think Nate's going to pick him apart?
I think he's going to pick him apart. I don't think Jake's going to get a hold of him.
And now we could talk about how it went exactly how I said it was going to go. Dirty D said Nate wasn't going to get touched. In what world was Dirty D living in?
Saying that.
Oh, let's play it again.
I don't think Jake's going to get a hold of him.
And I said, do you want to see how DZAN sees the fight going? Nate Diaz loses via unanimous decision, but has an incredible last round to lead people to believe that if that fight had lasted any longer, Jake would be dead. Then in the last minute,
wait to watch this back.
Oh, good. I'm so glad
because
that you
I
can't
do
wait.
not recall saying that Nate would not be touched.
I think I remember that verbatim. And if I remembered it correctly, then you won't see it on here, obviously. But
production team, get on that.
I will say that it did go how I said, because in the last moments, Nate tried to throw up a guillotine, and apparently that's all anybody could be talking about. It doesn't matter that he lost the fight handedly, that he got dominated, and for most of the rounds he was looking in the other direction, holding on to the ropes, looking around,
talking to people.
Yeah, like just shrugging his shoulders, like, nah, that didn't hurt.
See, okay, I got to be honest with you. I'm going to keep it real. You refuse to do so. I'm going to keep it real from this end.
I do keep it 193.
You do what you do on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. I'm going to keep it real.
I'm in the Southwest. Okay.
All right. So Nate Diaz, I have a theory about this.
Okay.
I would love to see these contracts. I would love for somebody to post one of these contracts.
You're not saying that there was something nefarious going on. Oh my, put your tinfoil caps on, ladies and gentlemen.
Right?
No, he is. Now, let's not remember, he is to Nate Diaz what I am to Conor McGregor. Let's not forget that.
So I tweeted yesterday.
Okay.
That I have a hard time with all of this because what's happening is he is fighting fighters that are no longer allowed to be in the UFC. And I think that they're sliding down a hill and they're trying to reach on to something that they can keep from hitting their, having a big fall. And they're doing their money grabs when and where they can. And that was not Nate Diaz in that ring. That was not, let me say this, that was not a Nate Diaz that took that fight seriously at all.
Who did that though? That's Nate Diaz's fault. That's not Jake's fault.
Let's go back to what I said.
Okay.
About the contracts.
Oh, you think that it was written in the contract that he can't go as hard with Jake? Because let me tell you, he got some fucking uppercuts in and he got some really nasty shots in. We're not saying that Nate didn't get his licks in.
He definitely did. But
Dirty D, you are just like my
one time.
You're like my casual brother.
And then he backs off after he rocks him.
Because that's what Nate Diaz does. He's a one and done kind of guy. When he slapped Leon Edwards,
so
he should have followed it up.
He fought Conor McGregor in the first fight. Is that what he did?
Oh, here we go.
Is that what he did?
No, it's because Conor chose to be a wrestler that night. And we all know that.
Oh, now you're a wrestler.
Exactly. So that wasn't anybody's fault. That was Conor's mess up. Okay.
You have to put Nate Diaz's picture on when I did that.
Nate, I will put him right over your face. Nate Diaz, he doesn't finish when he has the momentum, he doesn't capitalize on it. When he slapped Leon, when he knocked the fuck out of Leon and got him wobbled, instead of following up, he laughed and pointed. Would it be in the contract then, Dirty D, that he shouldn't be trying to finish a fight? Or is that just how Nate Diaz fights?
I'm sorry.
I think it's the latter.
I upset you.
Oh,
because Jake Paul fandom.
Because I see your you're not doing this shit to me.
I'm sorry.
No. It's only because I see the hypocrisy in how you feel towards Nate with how I feel towards Conor. And you call me out to Conor. It's becoming clear to
everyone, just like other than you.
I feel crazy. I feel like I'm insane. I feel crazy. You're making me feel crazy.
Now you're getting it.
All right, you're gaslighting me, and I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I will just leave it at this. I had the single leg in the first and the choke in the 9th. And that's how everybody sees this fight. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, Nate Diaz will kill this man if it was a real fight. That's all. And
then you look at these press conferences. The very last one that they did. Oh shit. The very last one that they did. Remember the reporter? Did you hear? Okay.
Yes. I know about that reporter.
And after all of that shit that happened, and then Jake starts disrespecting the hell out of Nate. His whole team starts disrespecting Nate's team. In what world does Nate Diaz let that happen?
He doesn't. There was a brawl with the security guards.
But where was Nate?
Probably grabbing a water bottle. I don't know. To throw it. I don't know.
We don't know.
I guess we don't know. And it's just a big ass conspiracy, isn't it? Moving on. We got to get to music before we wrap up here, guys. There was a lot in hip hop. First of all, hip hop has turned 50 years old. Yes, this year. Happy birthday, hip hop. crazy last few weeks for
and
album
I just
drops.
heard one of the best albums of the year.
One of the greatest albums of the year, says Dirty D, and I will second that.
I'll just
I am
shut my mouth now.
Very, very proud of Tech Nine. I
gotta point out though, the song What?
Okay, yes, okay. Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Tech
Dude,
Nine back with the
was
message.
Straight up metal, man, and like hardcore.
I knew you were gonna love it. I knew
you
were
gonna
love
man.
it. I knew it.
And you know, I can't stand Kansas City, but if you live in Kansas City, love you.
Yeah.
I hate the Chiefs.
The real politician here,
right?
Dirty D.
Yeah. But the Casey song, Casey what? Oh my goodness. And that song just sticks in your head forever.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. It gave me vibes of KOD mixed with special effects. If you guys know his album KOD, it was a 23-track masterpiece, in my opinion. And then special effects was basically the new generation of Tech Nine, in my opinion, a kind of metamorphosis of what Tech Nine sounds like today versus what he sounded like before. And since special effects, he's kind of built this new way of rhyming, storytelling, and it's just a lot different. This album gave me the perfect blend between the old and the new, and I felt absolutely amazed.
I can't help it. That album was so fucking good.
So good.
That was one of the best albums I have heard in a long time.
Tech Nine did it again.
That one sticks in my head the way the off season did.
And I mean, and we're still playing the off season. How can you not? Yes, absolutely. Yes. 1000%. We also had Utopia drop by Travis Scott. I'm not a big Travis Scott fan. I'm not really a big fan of that atmospheric hip hop, that ambient hip hop, you know.
I love a lot of ambience in my doom metal. I'm becoming less of a fan. When I first started listening to some of this stuff, you know, even Cole gets a little atmospheric at times, but I like Travis Scott, and the dude's talented.
So talented, yeah.
Beyond comprehension. But yeah, it can get a little too reverby.
Yeah, definitely. It was a solid effort. It's got some great replayability with a couple of tracks. It gave me vibes of like an 808s and Heartbreaks, or like a Donda, which is Kanye West's kind of vibe. But also like some gritty new school kind of lyricism, which you can kind of hear from Push. Now, I'm not saying he's anywhere on the level of lyricism as Push, but it gave me that kind of vibe, and it was refreshing to hear that from Travis. So it was a good album. Definitely not better than Astro World, but fantastic album by
Astro World is that's his chronic, man.
Yes, man. That was just amazing. And then lastly, the last thing I have to talk about here, Easy Mill featuring Eminem, The Realest. It dropped and shook up hip hop because he finally responded to these people in the craziest way. The Game got it. Melly Mel got it. Generation Z got it. I mean,
the Game.
He win it all of them.
Right.
Everybody
that about fucking
that
time,
said
man.
any of these things to him, he finally lashed back, and in a beautiful, destructive way.
I cannot wait to dig into that.
And the best way possible, by doing it to promote his new artist, Easy Mills. Best thing. Now, Easy Mills was a rapper kind of like us, kind of like me, on YouTube, just doing his thing. He had a great following. Music videos went viral. They saw the video. They signed his ass. Amazing. Great job, Easy Mills. He's a very, very talented kid. But Melly Mel then responded. Melly Mel responded with a diss track yesterday. He said, fuck that. No, I'm not going to let this white boy do this to me. So he released a 2-minute diss track titled Diss Track. Ladies and gentlemen, it was one of the worst piece of shits that you will ever hear. It sounded outdated. It sounded horrible. It didn't sound none of these lyrics, but definitely the vibe where he's like, now I'm telling you that you know what I mean? Like that kind of flow. You are lame. I am tough and blah blah. You know what I mean? Like
Jesus.
what is this? It's not even boom bap. Like it's like prehistoric.
Wow.
It is bad. And the instrumental is like a scratch. It's trash. It is garbage. M shouldn't even.
Wow.
I mean, nobody needs to respond to this. This is garbage. Nothing had any substance in it. It was a nothing burger, and it was very, very embarrassing.
Word salad
for somebody that 2 months ago was a legend, and now he's really, really hurt.
Yeah, and look what the game's doing himself.
Oh, he's our man. It's going to be very difficult for the game to gather any kind of traction going forward with the line that Eminem delivered. The biggest thing that game says is like, they don't play M in the clubs. Like you won't ever hear an M song in the club. So the culture doesn't fuck with him. And M's response was, I don't play in the clubs because I don't perform in the clubs. That's why you play in the clubs, because you're still performing in them. I do arenas, you know what I mean? And it's the best, most subtle little flex that you can do.
There. Yeah,
beautifully done. You guys have to listen to it. Easy Mill featuring Eminem, the Realest. Thank you guys so much for watching and staying tuned with us when we do drop. I'm sorry it's been a little inconsistent. We will get there, and we will see you next week. Dirty D.
Right on, guys.
Peace.